Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of Alaska Health and Fitness Magazine. I'm your host, Tim Baxter, and today in just a little bit we'll be visiting with Dr. Ty Bell and Vein Specialists of Alaska. He'll be telling us how easy it is to get rid of those pesky varicose veins. But first, it's time for a visit with Alaska's sleep doctor, Dr. John Kralik. I had a chance to catch up with him at his Anchorage office to find out exactly who should be considering getting tested for sleep apnea.
People who should be thinking about coming in to be tested for sleep are those people who snore. Those people are chronically tired, fatigued, excessively sleepy, people with high blood pressure, heart conditions such as heart attacks or rhythm problems like atrial fibrillation, diabetics, and people who just feel generally poorly and tired. All of these people are at risk for having this important medical condition called sleep apnea. It is so easy these days to get tested. People come in to me saying they're snoring. It used to be they needed to go into a hospital lab, but for most people that's not necessary. They can be tested at home in the comfort of their own bed. It takes no time at all. They come in to see me. They take the device home, they bring it back the next morning, Tim, and most of the time we're able to make the diagnosis that we're looking for.
The home sleep test he gave me, first he gave me the machine, showed me how to hook it up, get it going, and he said, you know, use it when you get ready to go to bed, watch a little TV, whatever, before you know, do whatever you normally do, and I did that, and I guess it's all electronic. They monitor it some kind of way. I don't know how, but and then the next day I come in and brought the machine back, and he told me that I had stopped breathing over a dozen times during the night. Literally stopped breathing, you know, and that was one sign of sleep apnea.
You actually meet with Dr. Kralik. He sits down, goes over some things with the symptoms that you're having. At that point, I went and saw his staff. They gave me a monitor, which is basically very simple. You're in your own bed and you go to sleep. Don't put off, you know, a day longer before you can come in here and get some relief.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Kralik. If you or your sleep partner snores, I'm ready to help. I'm pleased to offer a free initial consultation. Visit us at alaskasleepdoctor.com or give us a call.
How long till I knew that I had sleep apnea? You know, it was one of those things where you'd go to bed, sleep 7, 8, 9 hours, wake up exhausted. I'd stop moving at any time, you know, sit on the couch or at my desk for any length of time. If I stopped, I'd doze off. In fact, the time I knew I was really in trouble is that I was live on the air, went to a commercial break, dozed off, woke up after 2 minutes of dead air and realized we might have a problem. Go see Dr. Kralik.
I'm so concerned about the people who have sleep apnea that the initial consultation is free. Once they come in to have the test, it's very easy for them to use this device in the comfort of their own home, in their own bed. We have an outreach program for people who don't live in the major city areas of Alaska. And people who live in smaller towns and villages, we can work directly with their primary care provider to send this small device to the patient to get tested in their own small town or village. They don't always have to make the expensive trip to come to a large urban center. So we can make that available, and by working directly with their primary care provider, we can diagnose and treat the patient even when they live in what is called a remote Alaskan village.
The first time I saw Dr. Kralik for sleep apnea, he gave me a home test, which was kind of nice because the previous time I had to go to the hospital for a week overnight. I definitely would recommend Dr. Kralik.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Kralik. If you or your sleep partner snores, I'm ready to help. I'm pleased to offer a free initial consultation. Visit us at alaskasleepdoctor.com or give us a call.
Sound familiar? Well, if you or your sleep partner snores, Dr. John Kralik, Alaska's sleep doctor, has some great news for you. For a limited time only, you can get a free sleep apnea consultation. Free!
If you or your sleep partner snores, don't wait another day. Call Dr. Kralik now.
Call him now.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Kralik, Alaska's sleep doctor. I'm ready to help.
Well, being that I am a retired police officer, I'm 50 years of age, I knew I was having sleep issues. I've had sleep issues before. I think a lot of times I just blew them off and not really paying attention to them, kind of push them under the table. I came in to see Dr. Kralik. You actually meet with Dr. Kralik. He sits down, goes over some things with the symptoms that you're having. At that point, I went and saw his staff. They gave me a monitor, which is basically very simple. You hook a band around you, you put a thing on your finger, a little thing in your nose, you're in your own bed and you go to sleep. It was 100% easily to do. That was one of the reasons I was putting off coming, because I didn't want to go into some environment that it was not my bed. It's like sleeping in a hotel. You can't get the correct sleep that you need, and being able to be hooked to a monitor, having people watch me while I'm sleeping, to me the test is already skewed at that point. So that was one of the reasons I didn't want to come in, because I felt like I wouldn't get real results. And it wasn't anything like that. I came in, saw Dr. Kralik, got the band, put it on, went and slept, have to sleep at least a minimum of 6 hours while the monitor's on. Next morning I brought it back into the staff. They said give it a week. 1 week later, results were back. They sent it off to an actual sleep study place. And it wasn't like I just came back in and they said, oh, you have sleep issues, sleep apnea. This is what we have to do. The proof's in the pudding. They actually printed out a 4-page information of what actually was occurring in my sleep time. And I was shocked to find out, thinking I'm going to get up, 1 or 2 times a night maybe. In realistic, I'm waking up 32 times an hour, which was shocking. I knew I was snoring. A lot of people snore. I thought it was bad. It was real bad. I was snoring over 1,003 times an hour in a night. I'm sorry, in a night. Yeah. 1,003 times a night in just a short period of 6 hours, and that was astonishing. So by sitting down and actually looking at the results that were put forward, it was very obvious that I definitely needed some help.
Insurance plans in Alaska cover this. And it is very important that a person get tested in a timely fashion to prevent development of other problems that can be caused by untreated sleep apnea. These other problems include high blood pressure, heart attack, strokes, diabetes, and even, Tim, people can die with this condition.
Definitely the comforts of my own home helped out a lot. It was a little bit different where you can actually go to be at home, be around and in a comfortable surrounding where you can try to fall asleep, and most people would feel a lot more comfortable falling asleep in their own home than some mock bed in the back room.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Kralik. If you or your sleep partner snores, I'm ready to help. I'm pleased to offer a free initial consultation. Visit us at alaskasleepdoctor.com or give us a call.
For being married almost 21 years, we have our own list of ailments, from his stomach and my sleep disorder and his snoring. And one of the things that we both shared is when we're not sleeping, we are not happy. And when we're not happy, when we wake up to face the day, we have 2 boys, 2 teenage boys, we got to get them to school. And it's not easy when you're so fatigued. It's like you're walking around with a cloud over you. And this really, you're energized because you had a good night's sleep.
The machine for the home test is very easy to use, just simple instructions. When I brought back the sleep test, he told me that the test was I am not breathing 38 times an hour. So I was kind of shocked. I haven't been getting up. I've been sleeping more than 6 hours now. My wife is not complaining. I asked her if I snore, and she said, oh, actually I didn't hear anything. She's sleeping well, and I'm sleeping well as well.
Snoring can be an indicator that something serious is going on. As you know, Tim, most patients deny that they snore, don't understand that they snore, but the spouse is so important in confirming this. Frequently, a spouse will bring the patient in, and there'll be a big disagreement in the room between the spouse and the patient, but the spouse knows what the spouse hears.
Well, my first visit was very easy. I sat down, was interviewed, asked some questions, what my problems and symptoms were. That day I was sent home with a home self-test, so I was able to sleep in my own bed and take my own test.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Krellick. If you or your sleep partner snores, I'm ready to help. I'm pleased to offer a free initial consultation. Visit us at alaskasleepdoctor.com or give us a call. Some of the factors that may indicate that a patient has sleep apnea are being overweight, somebody witnessing that they stop breathing when they're asleep, being tired all the time, being exhausted. A lot of my patients say they're tired of being tired. What can I do about it, doc? Well, you can come in and get tested with a simple home sleep test device, which we send home with you. You put it on, you get tested in your own bedroom, you bring it back to us, and we can make that important diagnosis called sleep apnea.
The results, of all of it is I'm more awake, I'm active, I'm awake again, and I'm sleeping better, which is really, really nice. My wife likes to say that it saved our marriage before it even occurred, which is one of my favorite parts, is that, she was so afraid that I was going to die. It was one of those really hard things for her. Now she's like, well, saved her, I can sleep next to you now. That's perfect, it's best.
You actually meet with Dr. Krellick. He sits down, goes over some things with the symptoms that you're having. They gave me a monitor, which is basically very simple. You hook a band around you, you put a thing on your finger, a little thing in your nose, you're in your own bed and you go to sleep.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Krellick. If you or your sleep partner snores, I'm ready to help. I'm pleased to offer a free initial consultation. Visit us at alaskasleepdoctor.com or give us a call.
The first time I saw Dr. Krellick for sleep apnea, he gave me a home test, which was kind of nice because the previous time I had to go to the hospital for a week overnight. I definitely would recommend Dr. Krellick.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Krellick. If you or your sleep partner snores, I'm ready to help. I'm pleased to offer a free initial consultation. Visit us at alaskasleepdoctor.com or give us a call.
It seems intimidating to come down and go through this process, but it really is not.
This is the place to come. This is the place, don't let another day go by where you are tired at work, where you aren't with your spouse or your significant other, because it's that one element of trying to get a good night's sleep. It's not worth spending another day thinking about it. We were so glad we just did it.
People frequently ask me, does insurance cover this? It absolutely does. The insurance companies want people to be treated for sleep apnea. They want people to be treated so that they may decrease their chances of developing high blood pressure, heart attack, strokes, diabetes, and any other medical conditions associated with this.
How long till I knew that I had sleep apnea? It was one of those things where you'd go to bed, sleep 7, 8, 9 hours, wake up exhausted. I'd stop moving at any time, sit on the couch or at my desk for any length of time. If I stopped, I'd doze off. In fact, the time I knew I was really in trouble is that I was live on the air, went to a commercial break, dozed off, woke up after 2 minutes of dead air and realized we might have a problem. Go see Dr. Krellick.
Sound familiar? Well, if you or your sleep partner snores, Dr. John Krellick, Alaska's sleep doctor, has some great news for you. For a limited time only, you can get a free sleep apnea consultation. Free!
If you or your sleep partner snores, don't wait another day. Call Dr. Krellick now.
Call him now.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Krellick, Alaska's sleep doctor. I'm ready to help.
Hope you enjoyed our visit with Dr. John Kralik, Alaska's sleep doctor. Time right now to check in with Dr. Ty Bell and Vein Specialists of Alaska. We caught up with Dr. Bell at his Juneau office and found out exactly how they get rid of those pesky varicose veins.
So there's two new methods for thermally ablating a vein from the inside, which is kind of cornerstone to the modern vein era. They've been around in studies in clinical setting for several years, but as far as published papers, we now have 2 years of published papers on each of these new modalities. And the papers indicate to us that they hold up just as well as the older standby laser and radiofrequency ablation. One method uses superglue, a patented type of superglue, which goes inside of the vein and literally seals it, just like if you were gluing two pieces of paper together, and is tolerated by the body. The procedure is called VenaSeal. The only downside at this point is we don't have a CPT code for it yet, which means the insurance companies will not recognize it to reimburse it. That is in the works, but it may be a couple years away. So at this point, if someone wanted to pursue that option, we do offer it here at Vein Specialist, but it would be an out-of-pocket expense for the patient. On the good side, VenaSeal does not require numbing shots like the thermal techniques do. So again, for someone that's very needle phobic, it might be a preferred method. And in my mind, the other downside or potential downside is we have 2 years of data that says it holds up as well as thermal ablation techniques. Thermal ablation's been around for 16 years, and we have long published papers that show us that the long-term benefit and success rate is very high, whereas with VenaSeal we only have 2 years of data. So will it hold up over the long run as well as the thermal techniques? And we don't know that. So that's something to be considered also. The other newer technique is called mechanico-chemical ablation, and it's a combination of a spinning device, a rotor-rooter type device that spins very rapidly inside the vein, while you simultaneously inject sclerosant solution, sclerosants being the chemicals we use that are very toxic to the inside of veins. The sclerosants have been around for years. What makes this technology new is combining it with this spinning technique. Again, published papers, 2 years worth of data show that it's comparable in success rate to the thermal techniques, radiofrequency and laser, but again, we don't have very long-term data to show if it will hold up just as well over time. Mechanical-chemical ablation, like VenaSeal, the superglue technique, most times does not require numbing shots. So again, it can spare someone that's very needle phobic the numbing shots that are required for thermal ablation. So we offer that here at Vein Specialist, and again, the other downside is, as of yet, we don't have a CPT code for mechanical-chemical ablation either. So that means, again, if a patient opts for this modality, it's out of pocket expense at this point.
Before I came to Vein Specialist, I was having a lot of pain in the back of my legs. My feet would get really cold, and I just had poor blood flow in my feet. So looking at options to improve blood flow to keep warmer feet. My first visit here to the Vein Specialist was very welcoming. The doctor and his staff were outstanding. That was just like, we've known them forever, even though it was the first time we've met them. They were very accommodating, asked lots of questions. The exam was painless, and he had a good plan and was able to kind of anticipate what he was going to find just by his interviews. After I was done with it, I felt it was very worthwhile. I've even recommended it to my family that have all had problems with varicose veins, and it wasn't a major production. It was pretty quick, easy, and fast recovery time.
My favorite part about working with Vein Specialists of Alaska is the doctor, because he is wonderful. He's a very nice guy. He's very personable. He's very compassionate with the patients that he takes care of.
He listened to what I was saying and what I felt. A lot don't do that, and he was fantastic. He put me completely at ease.
Call my dad at Vein Specialists of Alaska.
The mainstays of modern vein treatment is when we went away from stripping and we went to inside the vein techniques to to obliterate them. And the two methods that have been around the longest are endovenous laser vein ablation, laser being light energy that creates the heat, and then radiofrequency ablation that uses electricity inside the vein to destroy the vein. I've got a radiofrequency catheter with me now. This is inserted inside the vein using ultrasound guidance. This is the coil at the tip that gets hot. It's activated with a button, and when we activate it, we pull back in segments to incrementally heat the vein and destroy it. 20 seconds at each increment of vein is enough to destroy the vein. The body reabsorbs it, and then the body's secondary route that is already present takes over and becomes primary. So the venous blood flow is normal again through the secondary route. This is a wonderful technology. It's probably the technology I use in most cases. We do have to use numbing because this heat source heats up to almost 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So there's no way a patient could tolerate without the numbing shots. The numbing shots very typically are not as bad as people perceive. I always warn people that they're coming. I don't want to surprise somebody with a needle. And most people, when they leave, say that the procedure was much less of a bother than they thought it would be, which is nice to hear. The other technique we use is endovenous laser ablation, and this is the laser catheter. I won't unroll this very long, but the tip is a glass fiber, and this is inserted inside the vein. Also, the other end plugs into the light energy source, the laser machine, and this is encased in plastic, but all the light is concentrated at the tip here, so that when it's turned on, it also gets extremely hot. So again, this technique also requires that we numb around the vein segment we want to destroy with heat. And similar to radiofrequency, the vein that we heat up is destroyed, and it is slowly reabsorbed by the body, and the secondary route takes over and drains the blood. So these techniques have both been around for 16 years. Tried and true, used all over the world, and these still are the mainstay of treatment. And we use other techniques as ancillary techniques and occasionally primary techniques when someone is not amenable to these major techniques that we use. But we do have more than one way to skin a cat when we need to.
My legs would hurt so bad before the procedure that they would shake at night and just be in so much pain that even pain medication didn't touch it. So once the clots were out, it was like, I got new legs. I would highly recommend Dr. Bell and Vein Specialists of Alaska because they're great.
Call my dad at Vein Specialists of Alaska.
My favorite part about working with Vein Specialists of Alaska is the doctor, because he is wonderful. He's a very nice guy. He's very personable. He's very compassionate with the patients that he takes care of. I enjoy all the people that we work with. We have normally two employees in each location, one who will check you in, take all your information, and the other one who will help Dr. Bell with all of his procedures and his consultations.
I really enjoy this job because Dr. Bell's a great boss. He treats all of us very, very well, and also the employees I work with are extremely nice and respectful, and we help each other out. We work as a team together.
You know, I am proud of our staff. We pick folks, and I think they pick us because they're personable. They genuinely like people, and I genuinely like people. I enjoy getting to know who somebody is, what makes them tick. And fortunately in this business, I'm not scheduled every 15 minutes with another patient, so I get time to actually talk to the patient. When I do a procedure, we get to talk about anything and everything, and it's fun. I feel like as they move along through this practice, I know who they are, and it makes me happy. Staff, same thing. We try earnestly, and we don't make people sign up and say we're going to treat people like family, but you know what? We treat people like family. And that's important. If I go into an office, I want people to be kind and courteous, and if we're not, I'll be the first one to know about it and make it right.
My first visit here working with Dr. Bell was great. It was just like walking in and meeting your uncle for the afternoon. Even though we had never met before, it was just like we'd been long lost friends. You know, he very much puts you at ease. He explains everything. You know, I've recommended these procedures to my mother and my sister, and you know, very comfortable sending other people here.
I love my dad, and you will too. Call today.
Well, before I came, my legs would swell up drastically. They'd go up to like 5 times their size. And we did tests and everything, and nobody could figure out what was wrong. And I came and saw Dr. Bell, and right away he found the clots. Once he did it, it was heaven. It was gone. No more leg pain. I'd had the leg pain for over 10 years. Dr. Bell took such good care of me, I never felt any pain except the first needle going in to numb, and that was it. And they called to check up on me a couple of days later, make sure everything's going okay. He was great. The rest of the staff was fantastic too.
My wife said that one of my legs looked really bad, which I said, okay, and she said, you just need to get that taken care of. And it was starting to hurt a little bit more, so I said, you're right. So that's when I called Dr. Bell. It's a very simple procedure, easy to do. I would highly recommend the Vein Specialist of Alaska. Dr. Bell was wonderful, and the procedure was great, and I'm very, very happy.
Call my dad at Vein Specialist of Alaska.
So we have 4 locations in the state, and we're very proud of that because we try to get closer to the population, so the travel distance is not quite as great. I can't be in every location. I wish I could, but there's one of me, and that would spread me too thin. But I enjoy traveling to all locations. We're in Anchorage, in a very good location on Lake Otis Parkway. I think very convenient for people. In Wasilla, we're right on the Palmer-Wasilla Highway, and anybody in the valley knows exactly where that is, and very visible and easy to find. In Soldotna, we actually moved to a new location very recently, and very proud of that space. It's, I feel like, decorated beautifully, local artists. I tried to do that in each location, pick out some local artists and art, and give it a local flavor. And it's in a great location, right in Soldotna at the main intersection. And we just outgrew our other space, so I was pleased to move. And here in Juneau, where we are now, we're in our existing location, but we will be moving shortly again, just because we've outgrown the space and needed more. And we're moving just literally about a block away to another location, and that's 2221 Jordan Avenue. The Jordan Creek condominiums, the business condominiums, and well, I think we're going to be very happy there.
We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Alaska Health and Fitness Magazine. I'm Tim Baxter, your host. Hey, if you missed any part of our program and would like to see it again, just visit our website at alaskahealth.net. That's alaskahealth.net. You can also read our latest edition of Alaska Health and Fitness Magazine. By the way, if you're a healthcare provider and would like to be a part of a future program, you can email us at the address on your screen. Just send us an email and we'll be in touch. Until we see you again next time, thanks for watching Alaska Health and Fitness Magazine.